Welcome to the Get Real with King Arthur show. Hope you're all doing fine. I want to talk today about light and warn you that daylight savings time will end on November 3rd, Sunday, November 3rd at 2 a.m. And you will spring forward. As you know, you lose an hour. Now, I like daylight savings time, and there are different opinions, of course. Some people say, well, it makes children get up too early. Well, the schools are to blame, according to most psychologists, for starting so early. Anyway, there are other arguments. Okay. But my argument is recreation and culture and whatnot takes place after work. Anyway, you can give the other side if you want. I'm open to discussion. But I want to think about light. To me, light is a sacrament. Now, a sacrament is usually a physical object indicative of divine influence. And we often think of, when we think of sacrament, we think of the Eucharist, the Holy Communion, where the bread and wine symbolize Christ's body. I don't want to get into that discussion, but I do think that light is identified with God or Christ. The book of John says that Jesus is the light that lighteth every man that cometh into the world. And also the statement, God is light. And so, I suppose all of natural creation, we would say, teaches us about, their sermons in stones about spiritual truth. But there's a particular identification of the symbol with the sacred in light. Now, here are some things that I think indicate that light is a sacrament. The light lights every person in the world, as John says, the Spirit does, God does, Christ does, everyone. No, whatever you believe, that the light lightens every man that cometh into the world. And so when in mourning or whatever, I think this is a sign of God's immanence throughout the world. It's also a sign of transcendence in that light reveals everything in the world about us. By the way, as you know, I'm legally blind, and I learned to appreciate light. And when it's dark, when I go out at night, someone has to be with me, I'm totally lost. So another thing about light that is indicative of the supernatural is that it develops everything latent in the object it hits. So we know that light is a combination of several colors, but we know that light strikes a leaf, and the leaf itself is not green. It absorbs everything, color, red and yellow, except the green. So, really, color is not what we think of crayon coloring something. It's what is cast off from the object. it reveals something inherent in the object. So not only does light reveal the external world, but it also reveals us to others. Well, light is certainly mysterious, isn't it? Wow. Can you imagine a world without light? And I believe, my own belief, that light is universal. And one of my ways that I relate this is that I think, as I told you before, I don't think, along with Descartes, that I think, therefore I am. I think I ought, and it ought, therefore I am. I think oughtness is that universal thing that's, we call it the consciousness, or conscious, or right or wrong. Well, do you dislike my being metaphysical? I hope not. You want to argue with me? Well, okay, do. Well, I think it helps you to think the light is a symbol of God's eternal immanence, Christ's immanence. Well, I hope that's not too heavy for you all, but have a good day.